This is Group GEA, and my name is Haley Torres.
My name is Paula Liu.
My name is Caitlin Parker.
And this is a podcast on Tom Markham's book, Project-Based Learning.
Well-crafted project-based learning offers an extended, active learning challenge that today's students find satisfying and engaging. PBL also offers teachers the opportunity to teach, observe, and measure the growth of real-world skills. To succeed at PBL, students must practice and demonstrate the skills necessary in the workplace or in any environment that requires self-starting, self-managing, and skillful individuals. In fact, PBL can be defined as an extended learning process that uses inquiry and a challenge to stimulate the growth and mastery of skills.
Why do we carefully design projects to help students perform so well?
Because PBL taps into intangibles that make learning effortless and engaging. Drive, passion, and purpose, the core strength of PBL is that it can inspire peak performance in students.
What does project-based learning teach students? What does it work? Why does it work? Where do you start?
With project-based learning, your idea should be the base of the project. When you have a great idea for a project, use that to build on and begin incorporating standards. Start with a project and mold it into lesson plans and units, not the other way around. We should be using project-based learning to teach our students the knowledge essential for problem solving and advancing their lives. When we teach students, we should think of concepts. Concepts are broad and lead to questions. Understanding a concept requires questioning, investigation, and reflection. The idea is to make students hungry to learn on their own.
What are the main principles for being a coach for performance?
Coaching relies on communication, staying present, caring, inspiring, and being rigorous when needed. The best coaches accomplish this while being a coach, counselor, and mentor, all in one. The coach role is to define the task, provide training, measure success, and give feedback on performance. The counselor role requires you to know the difference between skill and will. The mentor role is the coach and counselor combined. How can rubrics be helpful in project-based learning?
Rubrics are like training tools. They allow students to know exactly what is required of them in a project, whether as a group or for a presentation. The students should understand the rubric, have them watch older presentations and have them critique them, have a copy of the rubric for themselves and evaluate themselves. When students are able to see and hear what is expected, they will perform better. Our goal is to help students prepare for their future.
How can teachers become a PBL champion?
In order for a teacher to achieve PBL, they have to think past one project. This means the teacher needs to plan backwards, use grade level planning, plan for the beginning as well as the end, plan the year in advance, increase the skills challenged annually, teach different skills when projects are side by side, and consult your mission statement. All of these qualities need to be shared with your students in order for PBL to work.
How will students become interested enough to challenge themselves?
The first step is to design a project that confronts issues, attacks problems, seeks solutions, or impacts the community. A good topic will make the students want to find the answers. If the students are enthusiastic about the project, they will naturally generate questions and ideas of their own.
How can we challenge our students?
Every challenge that a student might cross should be turned into a question or a problem-solving statement. Questions should be thought-provoking and bring out the curiosity in students to want to find and dig deep for the answer. The answer to a question should never be broad and right in front of you. It should be specific. If students want to find the answer, they would need to dig deeper than just skimming around the surface. These questions need to be doing questions instead of knowing.
How can a teacher encourage their students to bring their project into focus?
Make sure the students understand that they will present their projects publicly to an audience outside of the classroom. If the products cannot be presented to an audience in public, then post the products on websites or in the hallways. After the students understand that their work will be shown, help the students understand the steps needed to achieve their goal.
Why is building an assessment important in project-based learning?
Assessments are important because they keep the teacher and students on track with the domains that need to be learned from a project. The 5 domains that students need to be actively learning are facts, concepts, skills, processes, and demonstrations.
What should we do to lure our students into doing the work and wanting to do the work?
Like any other project, it begins with a problem or a question. We need to spark the curiosity in students to fire them up and get them interested in the project. Relate the project to them so they feel that they are contributing to something meaningful or bigger than themselves. We should keep creativity, curiosity, open-mindedness, persistence, citizenship, empathy, and kindness and hope to design projects that matter and help students overcome challenges.
How can a teacher make sure their students focus of quality work and build collective knowledge through collaboration? What is that? How can a teacher make sure their students focus on quality work and build collective knowledge through collaboration?
The teacher needs to select team members that will work well together. Once the teams are selected, the team members will need to organize and set goals immediately. The teams in your class need to come to an agreement on how each team will operate. Remind the students that the teams rely on each other's commitment to one another's success. Also make sure the students understand that reflection and revision lead to quality work. Quality work will come from teams who communicate, coach, and challenge one another.
The project is over. How will they present their findings? How do you know if they learned anything?
When a project ends, sometimes that last week does not always go as planned, but if it does, what is the next step? With a bigger project, the results are always bigger too. After the end, students should display, present, and show off their hard work. But that is not all. Students will need to be able to demonstrate how well they did on the project and what did they learn.
The project is over. How will they present their findings? How do you know if they learned anything?
When a project ends, sometimes that last week does not always go as planned. But if it does, what is the next step? With a bigger project, the results are always bigger too. After the end, students should display, present, and show off their hard work. But that's not all. Students will need to be able to demonstrate how well they did on the project and what they learned. How did we feel we did on this project? What else is there for me? How has this project changed me? Students should be able to reflect on what they have done.
This is Group GEA,
In EDM 310,
At the University of South Alabama.
and this is our podcast.